The Zirani had been under siege for 82 standard cycles. Their gleaming city, once a symbol of peace among the stars, now lay shattered behind plasma-shielded walls. The monstrous warbands of the Korgoth had surrounded them, relentless and merciless. Supplies dwindled, morale crumbled, despair spread like a sickness through the narrow corridors of the underground shelters. High Chancellor Vreelan stared at the last communication beacon, its light flickering weakly. For days now, there had been no answers to their pleas, only silence across the void. No allies were coming, no fleets on the horizon. The Zirani Council, once hopeful, had stopped meeting altogether. Whispered rumors filled the halls. No one dares oppose the Korgoth. We are already dead. And so, when the sensors registered a new ship entering the system small, fast, utterly alone, no one truly believed it could mean anything. Some thought it was another scavenger ship, lured by the scent of death. Only Vreelan stood by the monitors, transfixed. The craft did not match any Korgoth design. In fact, it matched no known profile at all. It cut through space like a spear, emitting no hails, no warnings, just pure, silent purpose. Then came the first impact. From the observation decks, the Zirani watched in stunned disbelief as fire blossomed across the Korgoth lines. Not a slow bombardment, no cautious political display, but brutal, focused strikes. Batteries exploded. Korgoth carriers shattered in mid-air, torn apart by impossibly precise kinetic rounds. The lone ship danced among the enemy like a thing alive, twisting and turning at impossible angles. Its weapons were crude by galactic standards projectiles, not energy beams, but they hit harder and faster than anything the Zirani had ever seen. Vreelan's breath caught in his throat. Who? The answer came minutes later when the ship landed within the battered central plaza. The ramp slammed down with a sharp hiss of steam, and from the smoke strode beings clad in rugged armor, bearing grim expressions. Humans. They were shorter than most Zirani, bulkier, and rough around the edges. Their armor bore scratches and marks of battle, and their eyes gleamed not with fear, but with a fierce, almost reckless determination. The leader, a woman with a scar running down her jaw, approached Vreelan and snapped a crisp salute. "Commander Sarah Knox, United Terran Forces." "You called for help?" Vreelan stared, unable to form words. Finally, he managed, "One ship." Sarah grinned, a wild, almost feral thing. "One ship's all we need." Without waiting for permission, the humans set to work. Within an hour, they had transformed the city's broken defenses into lethal traps. Where the Zirani had built elegant shield matrices and delicate energy fields, the humans erected ugly, brutal fortifications of steel, concrete, and explosives. "They don't fear death the way we do," Vreelan's advisor whispered. "Look how they move. They expect to win or die trying." On the second day, the Korgoth counterattacked. The ground trembled under the weight of their assault mechs. Skies darkened with swarms of raiders. Every Zirani braced for the end, only to watch in awe as the humans unleashed hell. Snipers picked off commanders with eerie precision. Mines buried under seemingly abandoned streets erupted, shattering enemy formations. Close-quarters teams, each barely 5 or 6 humans, tore through entire squads of Korgoth warriors. Their weapons were ugly, brutal things, shotguns that tore through armor at close range, railguns that punched through walls and vehicles alike. But it wasn't just their weapons. It was the way they fought. With every loss, they grew fiercer. With every setback, they adapted. They fought like creatures possessed, turning every inch of ground into a death trap. On the third night, the humans struck back. Led by Sarah Knox herself, they launched a counter-offensive straight into the heart of the Korgoth encampment. No one had dared even dream of such madness. The Korgoth outnumbered them 50 to 1. But numbers meant little when your enemy moved like ghosts and struck like thunder. The Zyrani watched from the battered city walls as the sky lit up with fire. Explosions marked the humans' advance, rippling outward like a storm front. The Korgoth, for the first time in recorded history, broke ranks and fled. By dawn, the siege was broken. In the wreckage of the enemy camps, Vreeland found Sarah standing atop a pile of rubble, surveying the battlefield. You have saved us," he said, bowing low. Sarah shrugged. Wasn't about saving. Was about showing the bastards they don't get to bully the galaxy. Another human, a massive man covered in soot and blood, laughed roughly. Never send a diplomat to do a marine's job. Vreeland stared at them, awe and confusion mingling in his mind. We had lost all hope, he said softly. We believed no one would come. Sarah's smile turned almost gentle. Hope's a funny thing, she said. It dies easy, but when it comes back hard. She looked toward the battered sky, where more Terran ships were now appearing, dozens of them, heavy with reinforcements. You called for help, Sarah repeated. And humanity answered. She turned, her armor catching the rising sun, and for the first time in a long, long while, Vreeland felt something stir deep within his chest. Not fear, not despair, but hope, burning bright and fierce. Just like the storm that had saved them,